Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss about a blue chip company called Asian Paints Limited. It's a very common brand in the country. It's a household name. It's a market leader in the segment that they operate into, which is nothing but paints. So what is it about the company that we are going to discuss today? A couple of hours back, there was a news item in the Hindu business line which mentioned the company. And the news item is slightly concerning to me, and that is why I thought of making this video. The news article says that there's a whistleblower complaint against the promoters of Asian Paints, and the whistleblower has alleged the promoters, saying that they have entered into a transaction which is going to reduce the shareholder value for minority shareholders. Now, that I'm sure that sounds very complex. Let me break it down. So what happens is the promoters of the company own about 50% of the stake. Okay, it's a massive 3 lakh crore rupees company. That's 3 trillion rupees is the market capitalization of the company. Okay, close to 50% is owned by the promoters. All right, so promoters naturally have an insider edge, and this is not just true about Asian Paints. It's true about any and every listed company, not just in India but across the globe. All right, because promoters are insiders and minority shareholders are at the end of the day outsiders. Okay, so as per the whistleblower, what the promoters have done is they have taken some funds out from the company accounts, okay, and they have used those funds to acquire another company in their individual names. Okay, so I have posted the link for the news article in the description section below. You can check that news article. Okay, however, to simplify for the purpose of this video, it is enough to say that they have taken money from the company's accounts and they have created another asset, or they have created another company for themselves at the expense of the shareholders, but the new company is in the names of the promoters. That's simply what they have done as per the whistleblower. I'm not saying that. All right, now how serious is this? How serious can this complaint get? All right, if there is any truth in this, it can go to the extent of investors doubting the entire books of the company. Okay, see, it's a huge giant. It's a 3 lakh crore rupees giant. So the business is huge. They must be having a lot of subsidiaries. Okay, so if there is any truth in the in the statement that the whistleblower has made, then we are looking at some pain for the investors of Asian Paints. All right. However, before assuming that what the whistleblower is saying is right, it is very important to analyze what history says about such whistleblower complaints. Okay, so let me take you back about 2 to 3 years when there was a whistleblower complaint against the CEO of Infosys. Okay, Mr. Salil Parekh. He was recently appointed as the CEO of the company, and there was a whistleblower complaint against him which said that he has fudged the books. Okay, and there was a huge correction in the share price of Infosys. All right, so when I say huge, even a 15 to 20% correction in the price of a blue chip company is enough for people to accumulate that stock, right? So as you can see on the screen, Infosys corrected, okay, and there were buyers available, to buy that particular company at that price, okay, and from 700 750 levels it came down to about 600 levels, okay, something in the 600 650 levels. Okay, there were a lot of investors waiting, and today what we are watching is the share price is 1800 rupees. All right, and the whistleblower just vanished after making that particular complaint. All right, so this is just one of the cases that I have told you about. There are many cases in history where whistleblowers have tried to get the share price corrected. If you look at the history of Reliance Industries Limited, there have been many instances where people have tried to break the share price down. All right. Now the question is, what is the incentive for people to do these kind of malicious activities by just breaking the share price of another company down? The answer is very simple. Just imagine a scenario where you're sitting with a huge cache of money and you never invested in a company like Asian Paints. Okay, and now you're tempted to buy the shares. All right, however, at 3000 rupees per share, you feel that the shares are very expensive. Okay, so what you do is you just become a whistleblower. You just file a complaint. All right, you get the share price down, and then you have a lot of money to buy that particular company. All right. So I'm not saying that it is the case in the case, in the case of Asian Paints right now. However, this is a very common modus operandi which we have seen historically for many companies. Okay. So it cannot be ruled out that even in this scenario, it is going to be the same. All right. Now, the bigger question is, what should you do with those stocks if you have them in your portfolio? Or in case you're sitting on cash and you're thinking of buying this dip, is this really the right time or should you wait more? To be honest with you, the answers to these questions are not very simple. Okay? The first rule that I use during volatility is do not act unless you're sure about what is happening. Okay? So now in this case, the biggest question is, are these whistleblower allegations having any substance in them? Okay? And the clarity is going to emerge only in the next week or the week after that, when there are going to be some discussions and the management is going to say something. Okay? Till then, my recommendation would be hold and do not act, because acting in volatility is most of the times dangerous for your portfolio. That's all from my end. Thank you so much. And if you really like the video, do press the like button, share the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much.